could
We
not
all
have
twerk.
said it better. Is that Proverbs? Or like, do you want to cite?
That's
I think
Pogo
it's the
Sticks
Bible
book 2.
verse.
And he probably has his badge on still, like, you know.
It's a Chippendales sheriff dance.
Yes.
Well, you could just use the badge to like cover the naughty stuff.
It's glasses, loincloth, badges foreign.
I don't know how big this badge is, but I think that's a tall order.
I feel like Tenzin should have a really big badge.
Such a big badge.
Welcome to our shit show, friends.
There's some S&M chaff, so yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm like,
all kinds, baby.
wow. Okay, cool.
Present
So
day.
saying assless is just redundant.
Yeah, but the saying assless, you wanna emphasize the fact that you're all cheeked up on a Tuesday when you're wearing them.
I'm trying to watch our Twitch stream, but I just kept seeing this ass is really bomb looking. Did I say it wrong? Our tit stream, our
A little
Twitch
bit,
stream.
maybe.
Look,
you
you
guys.
know what? When it comes to me, this is the exception. So like, get on my level. Second of all I keep seeing is this bomb ass chicken sandwich ad that looks so good, and I want to eat it.
The magic lube is made in the swamp, and it's normally like pure and holy or whatever, but occasionally when somebody gets murdered in there, it turns evil.
Is it sticky?
It's probably sticky.
I mean, it's a little bit sticky. It came from a kid.
Jam hands, man. I'm not. Look, I want to look at the book, but I don't want to touch it until we can wipe off the
I'm
most
gonna
likely
press
jam.
digitize the jam and stickies off of it.
But it is gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful and moving things you've ever seen. Most people don't get to see a drow civilization.
Well, that's beautiful and fascinating, but also kind of dangerous. Anybody else want to take a look before we start doing the dynamite thing?
Can I stealth myself as well? Can I roll stealth? Just because why not?
Well, I mean, you gotta do something. You can't just, hey, I'm stealthy, right? What are you trying to do stealthily?
Just be super hot and stealthy. Like I want everybody to see how hot and stealthy I am. It's so stealthy of me.
She keeps saying they're looking for a magic cock.
She's already got Eric. I don't know what she's looking for. Like, babe, fucking come dance with who you came with.
Dee Dee, are you hearing that correctly too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're saying cock. I want to say they mean conch, but I'm really not. I hope they mean conch, but like also they mean cock.
I mean,
That's fine too.
I mean, to each their own, sure. But I guess they're looking for a magic one?
Oh, it's definitely got to be magic. You know, why look for one if it's not? I mean, either way, if it's a cock or a conch, why look for one if it's not magic? That is.
Chat about how we can simultaneously take her out and convince Dryland to go into a back room with us for a private business meeting, which may or may not result in him tied up to a chair.
Is Tenzin gonna give him a lap dance?
That might be ultimately the plan, yes.
We've had experiences where some of our clientele have gotten a little bit too handsy. So we've actually introduced a little bit of a fun experience where you surrender yourself to the Dragonborn and the Dragonborn surrenders something to you. So I'm going to just very gently, it's just playful. I'm just gonna just hold your wrists and your ankles down. You can tap out. The safe word is Neverwinter, but it's just a little bit of a fun thing.
I'm really sad the butthole collapsed. Never good when the butthole collapses.
Do they have
Alright.
little chaps on?
No, they are not precious. You get the squirrel now. They have little chaps
I
on.
don't even know if they have asses.
Probably Chewbacca of some kind.
Asses are relative.
Your magical physiologies professor could tell you.
We will ask.
Here?
You pest of butts.
Yeah, but where does the poop come from?
I mean, it's got a something. Does it have enough of a cheek for it to be considered an ass?
The cheek makes the ass.
I don't have an answer. I mean, you could dissect one, I guess.
Perhaps they're not all cheeked up on a Tuesday.
Oh gosh, this little dude is Bolo, and he wants to talk to you. You got some time?
Hi, Bolo. You need some dicks?
Like, I'm really ready for a meet cute with a romanticore. I feel like I've earned it.
Oh boy. Ranza will kind of lean over to Dee Dee and say, "We have a group of manticores up ahead."
Oh yeah, I think the ranger wants to fuck one of them.
Not one. I mean, not anyone. Not just anyone.
Not one, all of them. Got it.
Poke me. I'm effing. Piranha starts swaying, getting into it, just sort of swaying with the music too.
Twerking.
Gently twerking, like not like hardcore twerking, not like trying to earn some extra platinum twerking, but
Gently
like
twerking.
just gentle twerking, just sort of like I'm feeling your vibe twerking.
I love you guys.
Oh my god.
I can take them if I can be potion bitch.
Yeah. I feel like you've kind of needed the potions the most so far. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Because it's my fault if they don't finish.
It's always your fault. Everything is your fault.
It's always the man's fault if women don't finish stuff.
She has a point.
She does have a point. I'm not going to fight that one because there's no way for me to win that one.
Nope,
You're a little bit outnumbered.
So in a flash of teleportation light, and there is no twerking unless you want there to be.
No.
I'm twerking. Don't tell me I can't twerk. I'm just going to twerk if she wants to.
You can leave your cares behind because if your
Is
friends don't twerk.
Is there like Doctor Who noises as she twerks through the universe?
Jesus.
Hey,
funny.
at least you don't hear the sucking sound of the dark between the stars.
Oh my god, no.
I am glad you made it out of that without mentioning the sucking sound of the dark between the stars.
And occasionally creates a sucking whisper. What is it? Milky moist whispers? I don't remember.
You made it worse. How did you make it worse?
Because I said moist. That made it worse.
And milky. Let's not overlook milky, please.
I think, is it milky actually in there?
They are milky white tentacles. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Rather you didn't.
Lots of D words.
All the
Dazzling
D-words.
Dee Dee.
Dazzling
Oh
Dee Dee.
dear God.
That's her Vegas name.
Dump truck Dee Dee.
She got that dump truck.
She got that dumpy.
Yep.
She kind of thick for a goblin.
You actually managed to convince the captain of this boat, Lord Dryland, to engage in some BDSM with your party.
Hoes make the world go round, baby. Oh
my god.
Right, but is Melitus? You're in the city of Melitus, right?
Sure. Sure. Whatever you say, DM.
Yeah. I don't want people to go back and look and be like correcting me.
You mean me?
Yes.
So Muddy had 2 courses of study. She had her unofficial one, which was, of course, furthering the never-ending march of capitalism via illicit substances. And then the other one is she is doing a research internship in the labs.
Okay.
Trying to force evolution on pests.
Is Maudie trying to amass an army of pests?
She's not
trying.
Avoiding it. Basically, if anything goes wrong, is it really going wrong?
Happy little accidents.
Yeah. So
Yep.
theoretically, I could stick it in his butthole, but I'm trying not to sexually assault people.
I'm gonna say I just rolled an 18.
Like around the ankle.
It takes teamwork makes the dream work.
My dice are cursed. Like, that's just what this is.
Hey, Madame, who's not supposed to vape in the house, is doing it on camera.
Hear you.
Jasporo is our roommate gets a danger cutie. That sounds pretty radical.
Danger cutie.
Oh my god, she's so impressive.
Hey, Madi, are you guys just hanging out, or do you think you're gonna like be best friendies?
So I think,
I mean, I don't mean to rush you.
like, I don't want to like rush things and all, but like, I would die for her.
She can do it extra better.
So, the poor,
I mean, I can grease this pole extra better, but
But no, I guess I'm just saying, you know what, you're right. Can you point out to me a doll that is comparable for, common conversation that has a butthole, but no, like, junk, gooch, taint, balls, vulva?
Pom porine.
Of course you know exactly what the fuck the answer is. Of course you do.
It's because his Pom porine is a Sanrio character, and quite literally, and I quote, his butthole is his cute spot.
Sorry, I just saw Ron just wish me luck with the computer.
Yeah, so we're still getting ready here, but we're live.
Are we still
Hi, everybody.
Balls.
Hi.
And apparently, Theris is going to be joining. Star Cells will be joining us. She's just arrived at home and turned on the computer. Who knows how long that's going to take? So let me do this and that. So, how's everybody doing? Hey, Papa Prater, how's it going, Duff?
Hi, Prater.
Hi, Duff.
So, let's see. Let's go around the table. I am recovering from COVID and open heart surgery. Poor Myriad _X is recovering from COVID. Jax is utterly under the weather and can't play tonight. And Theris has children. And Star Cells has kids.
That's a way to phrase it.
Yeah.
And I'm just still suffering under capitalism.
Welcome to the club. They say capitalism.
And my house is actively crumbling as we speak.
Aww. But good news is you have a meeting tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get some of it fixed.
Yeah.
Excellent. Why don't we go around and introduce ourselves? And I'll start with our half-Eladrin Maudit, who is off camera tonight because they're trying to fix their house.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't think my computer is working because I can't even see our videos. I don't know what's happening.
Just introduce yourself.
I am Clover V. I play Mondi. She had an interesting childhood roaming the cosmos and the planes with her mother, the shyster, and now she has grown up as a shyster herself, selling drugs to small children. Well, not small children, but, the local populace. And now she's here, ready to sell you things overpriced and with questionable morals.
Questionable morals. If I had to pick two words to describe Maudit, those would be the words. All right, Ella, who are you and who are you playing?
I am Ella Darling. I almost went into my podcast intro for a second.
Go ahead. Hold on, I'll bring it up. I have the little promo.
I'm Ella Darling, VR entrepreneur, former librarian, adult film performer, and ... Pepsi Maxton. That works. Satyr Bard. Super psyched to be here. Pepsi is. I am too, but Pepsi always is psyched to be here. And really excited to do some drugs. That's me too. I am on OnlyFans. Well, I mean, I'm not. I am. I have a page on OnlyFans. I have not logged in in months. If you are someone who is a subscriber and you're wondering, I promise I'm coming back soon. Anytime. Any day now, I'm sure. or check out illreputepod.com for my podcast, which we just dropped a new episode today, interviewing a scholar named Dr. Kim Tallbear about indigenous native populations and some of the nuances and the way that people fake their identities there. This is not about my podcast. I haven't done this in 3 months. I don't know what I'm doing. What's a die? What's 20D? Critical hit? No, it's
Polyhedron?
critical
What is
fail.
this thing?
All right, I'm going to stop talking and someone else can.
Myriad. Notice I didn't say _X.
Yeah, I noticed.
Oh, you sound so
Hi,
terrible.
guys. Hi, I'm Myriad. I am, like Seth said, getting over COVID, so that's why you get to see the bird. Because I don't feel like a person today. You can catch me here on twitch.tv/Myriad_X. I've been doing a lot of art stuff as well as TTRPG stuff. So yeah, if that's your thing, you follow me, and I play Hiccup. She's just a little bird guy. Doing her
Who
best.
is
She's
going to
become
be
a god.
Yep.
Yep. That's still on the agenda.
Hold on for a second. That's so weird. So Twitch is saying we have no video.
I still see the video.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I don't know what's going on. Refresh your computer,
know.
Cloverby.
I keep trying. I've closed and opened it 5 times, and I just keep getting we're offline, and then I click live, and it's still that picture.
Yeah, I look at it and it looks okay to me, so. It doesn't matter. Your camera's not on tonight.
I know, but I want to see
Thank you.
everybody. Why does it say I don't have an account? I'm so confused. Guys, I don't know what's happening.
Everything's
right.
falling apart.
Yeah, well, I mean, literally, we were just talking, like, open heart surgery and COVID, you COVID, house is falling apart, children. Ella, your life is the most together out of anyone right now. Just saying. And you're muted.
Seth, if you remember a conversation we had this weekend, you'll know how fucking sad and disappointing that is. That is a tall order, my friends. This is not the seat that anyone wants me to be in.
Yep. So, yeah. All right. I'm DM Esquire Seth, or Hey Asshole, or that guy. I am here for the ride because I lost control of this game years ago.
Wee.
Wee. Let's see. Let us talk about where we were last time. I watched at least half of the last episode, which was like 6 weeks ago before I went in for surgery. So I have a pretty good idea. I want to hear you guys tell a little bit of the story to see if you remember. Or at least have read them.
We do have a Theris.
Oh, excellent. Let's introduce Star Souls and Theris before
I
we move on.
haven't even opened anything up yet, but
You don't need to. We were just doing intros.
Oh, excellent. I am Star Cells. I play Theris, who is, if I remember correctly, a tiefling monk who loves books, hates stupid people, and likes piloting the ship.
Yay.
Usually somewhat effectively.
Yep. All right. Let's talk a little bit about what happened last time now. Anybody
I was
want
an
to start?
hour and a half late.
I included that in the summary update, by the way. Just so you
I
know.
saw.
Oh god, I don't even know. But I don't know what's going on, but what I can say is according to Firefox, I don't exist, but according to Chrome, I do.
I see you in Owlbear Rodeo, so you exist in Owlbear Rodeo.
Yeah, it's just with Twitch. Firefox just decided
Doesn't like you.
it doesn't like me anymore. That's how this week is going.
We'll figure it out eventually. Oh, I should probably stop sharing. And look, I'll bet you our signal gets a whole bunch better on Twitch once I stop sharing my video with you guys over Skype. That said, I will start. So, let's start with Princess Yali. Does everybody remember who she is?
She's annoying and I hate her.
Maudit's daughter.
She is so adorable. I mean,
I have no opinion
visually, like, she does seem like a little shit, but that's just children.
I mean it's true.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
she's the child of privilege, right? She grew up a princess. So you're dealing with someone who is incredibly privileged, has an incredibly privileged upbringing, and probably thinks they're better than everybody else. So.
Well, when I do it, I'm right.
That's why I don't like her.
All right. She claims you talked to your clone army friend Bob, or 13597, and he said that she'd gone missing, and the official story inside the Imperium is that she had abdicated and was kidnapped or something like that. There's really no story. She just went missing. What she says is her twin brother, usurped the throne and tried to have her killed, and she escaped. So she believes that that is the truth. You actually questioned her under Detect Thoughts. So as far as she knows, that is the truth for her. She does believe that Maudit is her mother. However, I will remind you that when you went to talk to Jurgle, because, you know, you guys were very thorough about trying to figure out who she was, when you did the augury with the God of Death, not only did he say he thought it's quite likely that they are genetically related, he did intimate that time travel was possible, and so were alternate realities.
Yeah. Which just confirms that she ain't from my loins.
Just alternate reality loins.
Loins of another time and place.
How is this joke going to keep running or hobbling?
I would prefer not.
All right. What else do you guys want to talk about that happened last time to get us up to speed? I remember, if I remember correctly, Ziali wanted to talk to the Mercane, and she wanted to try to find the Resistance because she believes they can help her take back the throne.
And we need to go talk to the guy at the Mercane.
That you guys hate and don't ever want to talk to because you find him annoying.
Yeah, but
I've done my
he's like
job.
fencing. He's fencing that book for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he owes me money.
Like $50,000. Oh.
I think it's more like 10.
I don't
No,
think
it was
it's
definitely
10
like
because
50.
it was. Hold on, let me check my
Check
character
your notes.
sheet
I will
because
trust you in your notes.
there was definitely a specific amount of money I was trying
And
to hit.
I'm gonna pull up my living Word document and see what I wrote down.
Because I used the money from selling the real copy of.
So my notes say nav decks are worth 10 to 20k. You have a nav deck for Rock of Brawl and the Grand Bazaar of Ether Vandalia on God, what the hell was the planet? Planet was Kinshasa.
Yeah.
Kinshasa?
Yeah, we sold one to him, and then I used the amount of money for buying something for Theris?
I think didn't you get like flaming rays or something like a?
Yeah, I bought something crazy expensive for somebody.
You bought me a really bitchin' bow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Really bitchin' bow.
Because we were trying to buy something that was we were trying to buy a duplicate copy.
Right. You were trying to sell the original and get your nav deck for the Rock of Brawl duped.
Yes.
And we had a book though that we were selling.
Yeah,
Yellow
so we have the copy of the Rock a Brawl because we had already sold the original. And then we're selling the book.
The grimoire that the dragon, that the shadow dragon was none too pleased with you for tricking him out of, correct?
Yeah, and that
That
is supposed
sounds
to
correct.
replenish my money because I spent pretty much all of my money.
Got it.
Because I'm apparently not officially the party gold, but kind of the party gold.
You're the party gold. Hey, Darling Cleep Show. All right, folks. So the last thing I remember was we were leaving the augury room at the Temple of Yurgle and making our way back through the middle city, down to the low city, to the Moist Pleasure Barge for the evening. Was there anything you guys wanted to talk about? Talk to anyone in the Temple of Yurgle?
I think we already talked to the Temple of Jurgle people. Did we already talk to Large Luigi?
You have not been back to Large Luigi's bar yet, as far as I know here. Flip over to the map scene.
Because I think he was also looking for... Was he looking for potential buyers for us? Because we were going to compare his offers to...
You were going to compare his offers, but Cadmiel does have the grimoire.
We were going to go with him, but then he had like a really high percentage.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was like, there was something with Luigi. Then, yeah, I guess we just go to bed and then go talk to Cadmiel.
All right. Are you going to let Ziali out of the brig for the evening, or are you keeping her locked up overnight?
I mean, why would we let her out?
Like, what does she need to get out for?
To
she
feed
need
her.
some fresh?
She has a bucket.
If I remember, our brig is just the basement bathroom.
No, I retconned the brig to have a toilet last time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just so we didn't have to have this conversation about toilets over and over again.
And yet here we are.
And yet here we are. All right.
Am I still playing good cop, bad cop with her? Or did I stop caring about that?
I
That's
think
up
we
to you.
might have
at this point.
I think we might have stopped caring. Like, I just personally don't like her.
Okay, I'm gonna go and bring her a snack and some fresh water and I don't know, a nice succulent for her room.
Well, she's already got one, and you can spy on her through it if you'd like.
Does she want a stalk of corn?
Speaking of corn, how
When
is the
did
harvest?
you start growing corn?
How's our corn production doing?
I mean, honestly, in space, growing crops is probably more lucrative than almost anything else, because fresh food is incredibly difficult to come by. So, and
corn
yes, go
is
ahead.
a very versatile crop.
Incredibly versatile.
Okay. The crop's coming along fine. You guys, I mean, literally, you are all magic users. If you can't figure out how to, grow the corn, well, wait, who has nature? If nothing else, Pepsi has jack of all trades.
I have voluntary nature.
You have nature at will because you can enhance ability.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine enough for me. So, every time Maudit goes to tend the corn, she casts her little spell and, oddly enough, learns everything there is to know about growing corn.
Plus, we do have our own personal source of fertilizer.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
I
not
thought Erica
exploring
might
that one.
contribute as well.
Yeah, I suppose
What
Erica
if
does
we-
contribute.
What if we started like a space moonshine?
That's a really good. I
Should
was
build a still.
I was thinking really small with just like corn syrup, but
Wait,
moonshine's
corn
also
syrup?
a good idea.
I thought we were making like LSD.
I mean, LSD grows on bread. It grows on bread.
There's a psychedelic that you can plant and like cultivate with corn, isn't there?
You're probably thinking of ergot, which does grow on wheat.
There you go.
I think you're right. Well, Pepsi's enthusiasm for this crop just diminished a little bit, but that moonshine puts a shine on things.
All right, so let's talk. You bring dinner to Ziali, and
orange slices,
and some orange slices because you gotta get your
We're
veggies.
on a ship, and
Can't get rickets, scurvy.
I have vitamin C.
Ooh, rickets.
I cast vitamin C.
She would like to. She would like to know if you've made any progress about setting up a meeting with her and Cadmiel or anyone else.
Yeah, we've made some progress. We're still in talks, but we'll let you know as soon as we've got a date in mind and a place and everything. But work is being done. It's just
sooner's better than later, and I've been thinking, and I think I have a plan to get into the orbital fortress at Xerixis.
Okay. Well,
we need a nautiloid.
A nautiloid? Why do we need a nautiloid?
Because I know all the passwords. If we fly in a nautiloid, no one will question us.
Do you know where we could acquire a nautiloid?
Unless everything has changed about the military, I know where certain patrols would be at certain times. We could acquire one.
So you just like go and.
If you write down, I don't think so. If you write down where those patrols are, what times, and how we can acquire it, if we can get it, and all of that proves true, then I might be able to convince the rest to actually listen to you. But you have to understand, you're kind of a bit of an upset here, and not everybody's super excited to have you on board. So I promise you I'm doing what I can for you, and I understand the value that you're bringing, but I'm in a tricky situation. So work with me while I work with you.
Give me a persuasion check. You're pretty good at those.
Pretty good. 20.
You
Dirty
managed
20.
to convince her. She's not happy about being in the brig. You can absolutely tell that, but she's willing to go along to get along. And if it gets her throne back, then she'll just swallow her anger and her frustration.
Okay. Well, you give me the information on getting that nautiloid, and I'll see if I can convince the others to execute on that. But
sure, she'll write down. She'll write down. She knows unless something has changed significantly, they regularly patrol the rim of Doomspace. They don't want any of the craziness that exists in Doomspace to threaten the Empire. So she gives you all of the patrol schedules for those particular areas and times and days.
Okay. How far away is that patrol from where we are?
I mean, it's daily, so...
Where is it?
Assuming nothing has changed, it is on the outskirts of Doomspace. So that was like a 2 or 3 day travel time. Hiccup. Do you remember how long it was to get there and back? I think it was 2 or 3 days.
That's off map.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 days because we had like a round trip of like 4 days.
There you go.
Okay, that's not on our map.
No, this is just the map of the Rock of Brawl right now.
Well, that's annoying. I was gonna just run over there and ask some grass if what she said is true, but well, is this something that we're flying through space to get to, or are we is this a spaceship kind of journey?
This is a spell jamming journey, and it is the same place you flew to, where you found Topola and the Shadow Dragon and the exploded star and all of the chunks of rock.
Okay, well, that's fine.
If you remember, she made it very clear that the Empire and she thought that the rebellion was headquartered somewhere in Doomspace.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I take that knowledge back to the team. I just wanted to see what she would tell us, and if she would give me anything actionable. I don't really give a fuck what we do with it, but she, you know,
Give me
I'm
an
good
insight
copying.
check.
Ah, balls. That's a 7.
She has told you the truth and nothing but the truth, and you're certain of it.
Mm-hmm. Seems legit, man. I don't
That'll
know.
help you, Hiccup.
All right. Well, now y'all know. If we want to check it out, if we want to steal a ship, she's got some intel. And she says that she can get us into wherever. She says she knows codes for things to get us to where we need to go. But people say a lot of shit. Anyway, onwards.
Do they just have like the same codes for everything? That seems very
Well, you'd think they would change it up pretty frequently, but also
yeah, like, you're supposed to change your passwords every like year or so or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Hasn't
how
she
many-
been missing for like 4 fucking years?
Mm-hmm.
also she might be from a different place, which is why the first thing I'd want to do is actually verify that that her information on the
I
patrols
need
is correct.
everyone to give me an Arcana check.
Well, I have never in my goddamn life passed
And you
an
say that every
Arcana
time, too.
check.
Couldn't
And I
just ask
Same.
Bab.
I had a 19. Holy shit! I got spells farting out my ass right now.
Woo! You
Who?
should get that
24.
checked out.
15.
So all
And I
of you,
can with my Arcana check.
all of you look at each other and have sort of
Done.
this little epiphanic moment when you're like, after considering Hiccup putting her little claws in the biogel goo, it is quite likely that the password is based on her genetics, and her and Ziali putting her hands in the goo.
That's helpful. That's very helpful insight.
So would
Okay.
that work with me?
You could try it and find out.
You want to stick your hands in the goo, Maudie?
We may as
I
well
mean-
take advantage of the genetic
You know I do.
situation here.
Can we take a sample of the goo and experiment with it while it's away from the greater, volume of goo? So if
I
that
have
goo
a
gets
feeling
mad,
The goo might just be an electroconductive substance.
Yeah,
what
that
happens
makes
when you
sense.
play D&D with really smart people.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if she claims to be your daughter, how genetically precise is this stuff supposed to be? Because if she was a clone of you, I'd be more confident. I don't want you shoving your hands into angry goo that gets mad at you.
It depends on what type of genetics they're using as the key code. So if they're using like straight up DNA, you could be anywhere between like 20% similar to like 70% similar. But if they're using like mitochondrial DNA, then we're fucking golden because we're fucking identical all the way back to the first mother way back when.
But is that different for like anyone?
No, because mitochondrial DNA is passed along the matrilineal line.
Okay.
So like
So,
mine
like,
is the same as my mother's, is the same as her
just-
mother's, is the same as
like
her
you could
mother's.
trace it back to
Okay.
Eve, that sort of thing.
Okay. Who is this security system supposed to be keeping out, and who is it supposed to be protecting? Because if it's like,
Rabble rousers.
if it's a, like monarchy, if it's a descendancy kind of ruling class, then you're probably going to want to, like, that doesn't necessarily work. If it's a patrilineal society, then I guess mitochondrial DNA might be the right move. But I guess it really kind of depends on like what is the purpose of the security system.
I
Like,
mean,
what's it screening for?
the person you should probably ask is in the brig.
Okay.
She is a nerd.
Can I? Damn it. Yeah. I'll go ask her. Fuck it.
All right, you go down below decks again, back to the end of the ship, and she's just sitting there reading her spell book. And she's, yes, what's going on? Has something changed?
Out of curiosity, and I convey what we just talked about. I'm not going to redo it.
Yep. She starts talking, basically Maudit speak, and she explains that there is either a specific genetic structure that is implanted inside captains, or it responds directly to the royal line.
Okay.
She's being cagey about whether it's mitochondrial or some other form.
It's okay. I didn't know either.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Well, she's being cagey because she understands that if she gives you the answer mitochondrial, that she might not be needed anymore.
Yeah, I'm faking it because I know everything too. Oink. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Once again, go back, relay the information. I'm not trying to make this a whole dramedy.
But it is.
I'm going to skip for just a brief second.
Yep. And by the way, the question that Pepsi asked about what it was intended to keep out, it's intended to keep out anyone who is not a member of the Xerxian military.
Oh yeah, because they're all clones also.
I mean, you have a former clone army member on board right now.
But wasn't he a janitor?
I mean, no, they did everything, right? He basically said, look, we did everything on the ship. We learned how to do everything. You caught him when he was trying to board your ship with the whole boarding party.
Okay. Sounds like I get to go lay with... there's no way to phrase that. That's not weird. I'm just gonna skip over that potential statement. And let's see if there's any genetic similarities between me and Bob.
Okay. How are you doing that?
Well, here, I wonder, where is it listed on my
I'm just
character
wondering,
sheet?
like, did you take a biogenetics course at
Strixhaven? Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it somewhere on my character sheet. It was definitely listed as a thing I had, because I was, in fact, an employee of the lab, remember?
You were, yep.
Can't find it anywhere on this stupid
No, you
character
were.
sheet.
You were actually one of your extracurricular job was actually working in the Witherbloom lab at Strixhaven.
In the Witherbloom lab, and could you restate for the audience what my capstone project was?
forcing evolution upon the pests.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit like genetic modification.
I will give you not even disadvantage or anything. Give me either Arcana or Nature. I'm assuming it's going to be Arcana.
Yeah, it's going to be Arcana.
All right. So the rest of you, by the way, this is the cutscene in the movie where Maudit is just like, sitting in the lab. There's Bunsen burners and beakers all around. The music's playing, and it just keeps cutting to different angles of her testing things. And
19.
All right. You do not see any genetic similarity.
Interesting. Is there anything notable at all about his sample?
He is... Give me another Arcana check. He is more something else than he is Eladrin.
More something else than Eladrin. Okay.
And that something else is some sort of elven. You're just not sure what.
Interesting.
Yeah. What are you guys all doing while Maudit is playing with the Bunsen burners and beakers and all that fun stuff?
I think that I am going to be I can start inputting like the nav deck data into the ship, right?
For
Doomspace? Have we been to Doomspace?
You have a nav deck for Doomspace. It was given to you by Cadmiel.
That's where we picked up our our ghost lady.
Yep.
Oh, I want to see if I can do any sort of research on that fucking dragon.
Oh, all right. That's a good idea. There are, you could go up to the research library. You can't take anything out, but the library is pretty extensive here on the Rock of Brawl.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Go
want
ahead.
to sample from a space elf.
Just to be clear, right? You're not sure, you've never studied it before, but I mean, Bob's coloring, Bob looks closer to Drow than Eladrin. So by space elf, you mean...
Don't the space elves look kind of like not really Shadow Kai-esque, but like space drow-y?
Space drow-y is a great way to describe them.
Yeah.
All right, so you're doing research. We'll see if you can get a sample in a minute. Hiccup is going to research shadow dragons at the library. What is Theris and what are Theris and Pepsi doing?
Theris is just kind of pacing around because I don't know. She's I guess she likes a little bit of action, and this has all been a lot of drama and trying to figure out what's going on, and she's just I think she's gonna go join Hiccup. Eventually gets up and decides to join Hiccup. Wants to.
Yeah, I mean you're basically Indiana Jones stuck in a laboratory.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Indiana Jones was a PhD.
This is true.
This is true. Well, Theris does like books and scrolls.
That's canon.
All right, what is Pepsi doing during this time?
Pepsi wants to check in on the various succulents she's placed around, as is convenient. I didn't think that the one in the brig had been there long enough to really observe her to get any good info. But what about the ones I placed at was it like a weapons depot or something? I don't know.
You left one at Flynn's Faerun Emporium,
Yeah. I want to go just see what they've observed, any interesting information.
All right, so you're going to go to the marketplace, and you're just going to kind of go and visit your friend Flynn and talk to the plants and see if they've seen... What are you checking for?
I don't even remember why the fuck I put them there. I think so that we get some better rate on something. Am I supposed to play a show in exchange for the discount they gave me on the bow, or did we already do that?
No, there's a show upcoming, and you were actually going to promote their wares at the show.
All right, then that's what we're going to talk about. We're just going to talk marketing for the upcoming show, and I just want to swap out succulent for succulent, maybe a little sleight of hand check, just so I can hear if there's like really anything. They're my sweet little ears.
Okay, perfect.
But I have a question.
I have an answer.
If we can sneak in and steal a nautiloid ship, and we know that the people who were stealing the nautiloid ships are using symbiotes to power their ships, could we find the symbiotes that they're holding captive to do that? Or how does that work again? Can we use this to just free some more symbiotes? Or
Absolutely. I will remind you that when you first got your symbiotes, other than Senzan, it was from a crashed nautiloid during the attack on Strixhaven. You went into the ship and you actually freed some of the symbiotes.
They were powering the ship, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They were the power source for the ship.
So if we can get into their fuel depot, we can free a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I kind of care more about that than putting some... I don't care about your stupid Game of Thrones. It's brutal, and it ends poorly, with a lot of disappointment.
Give me a survival check, Pepsi.
Let's see. 10.
No, your DC was 10. This is an easy one. If she keeps her word, it stops them from being poached from their home planet. If all you do is free the ones that are currently imprisoned in the fuel depot, that doesn't stop more from being captured.
Okay. Fine. Well, let me go talk. I'm dressed in like the most extravagant outfit that I have that could be passed off as looking casual.
Okay. And remember, you do have a contact in the House of Repute. Right? You made a contact.
While I'm there, I'll swing by and say hello.
Okay. And remember, like, these people know more than anything else. You know, they're privy to all the gossip. So, all right, let us go backwards around. So we'll start with you, and then we'll go back around the other way. Pepsi goes to the market. She talks to Flynn. You firm up the date. Let's say in 2 weeks' time, you're going to play at where was it? One of the houses. It's called...
House of...
It was either the Juggler's Folk Guild House? No, it was... the Red Masks Guild House?
Yeah, because we were doing a tour of the guilds. Wally, settle.
Yep. The Red Masks Guild House in the Middle District.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to be memorizing that so I don't accidentally thank the folks at the Jugglers Folk Guild House that night. Oh.
So just to remind you, there are 4 guild masters in the lower city, and they are functionally like the Thieves Guild masters would be in a Faerun city. So the 4 of them vie for sort of power and status.
Yeah, because that's why we're doing this, is we're trying to promote inter-guild cooperation to overthrow the government.
All right. I forgot about that.
All right, and your contact at, let me see. Oh, I don't remember. I didn't write it down. Damn it. But I know you did make a contact. And... Tyriak. She's a human worker and thanks to my former DM, Mandy, at the Gossamer Chateau. Because that's a fun name.
Thanks, Mandy.
That is a fun name.
That is really nice. I would go there.
Gossamer is a fun word we don't use enough.
I completely agree.
All right. So Tyriak greets you warmly and says, "Hey, how are you? How are ventures going? Tell me what have you been up to? I don't really leave the rock, and what's going on in the outside world? How's the war going?"
It's still a war, but we're working on it. Man, out of character. I remember so little about what's going on, what we're doing, what I'm doing. It's been 3 months.
That's yes.
Meet time.
So all you need to remember is you made a friend.
Uh-huh.
And you made a friend in low places, and they know exactly what's going on because all of the nobles come to the Gossamer Chateau for various and sundry forms of entertainment.
And you used to bring them treats.
Yeah, I usually bring treats or snacks or some. I was just looking at my inventory to see what I have, but
I'm perfectly fine if you want to say that Maudit provided you a tray of snacks to provide.
Cornbread.
Sure.
Cornbread,
yeah.
Of course
if Maudit's cool with that, then we'll do it.
All right.
And yeah, warm bread. And, I mean, I'm out there. I'm in the market and everything. If there's nanotopins, I stopped and grabbed a coffee and some.
I can't figure out a way for there to be a nanotopins.
Well, if our DM can't, then it cannot happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. There's no nanotopins on the Rock of Brawl, unfortunately.
Then I grabbed some great value, sweet fried dough treats compared to nanotopins.
Yes.
Yeah. They cost
Crispy Freems.
Yeah, they cost about 22% less. So
There you go.
I'm sure Marit's going to be happy with the coin saved there. Anyway, all of that. Basically, shit's still crazy. Can I get a sanity check on whether I would actually mention Ziali at this point?
You would absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, if you trust this person with your life,
I don't.
right?
I don't trust anyone. I don't even trust me with my life. I'm terrible with that kind of shit.
Is there something you're trying to find out from this person about what's going on in the Rocket
I
want to
take the temperature of the aristocracy or the noble people that they are seeing or engaging with or observing in the space. So like what are they, what's the chatter there?
Give me a percentile dice roll.
Okay. $32.
All right. There are rumors that Prince Andrew is considering joining the Imperium.
What do others have to say about that?
None of the guilds are happy about that. None of the guilds want to live under the yoke of the Zrixian Empire.
Okay. Are the guilds... I mean, do many guild folk come in here? Do you get to chat with...
Sure, of course. I mean...
How do the guilds... Like, they don't like that, but are they talking to each other? Are they engaging with each other? Is there any crossover of... Like, are the guilds working together to any degree? Are they talking to each other any more than...
Persuasion check.
Persuasion? I'm always at a fucking disadvantage there.
It's because you're symbiote.
Oh... Why am I... What does the symbiote do for me when I have it?
It gives you advantage on intimidation. You get Eldritch Blast as a cantrip for free, and you can glide in dim light.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, it's a 13 persuasion.
Yeah, 13 is fine. Hesitantly, she says, some of the guilds might be persuaded to agree with him, but for the most part, it seems like they are not talking with each other because they're always maneuvering for their own power. You know, and they're not going to divulge their plans or their innermost feelings to anyone unless it has some sort of ulterior motive.
What power are they fighting over? Like, what is it that they're trying to have over other guilds?
Rule of the underworld here in the Rock of Brawl. You know, smuggling, trade.
Do you hear any is there any commonality that you recognize between the various guilds and like maybe things that they haven't recognized that they have in common? You know what I'm saying?
I think you're asking someone who isn't paying attention to that.
All right.
What she'll say is, you know, commonalities, like they all like money. They all, you know, we're just trying to make a living here. I mean, at any moment, Prince Andrew could just turn off the air. So I think the guilds would have to be incredibly stupid to go against the monarchy.
I just had something. I lost it.
It's okay. You can come back if you want.
Yeah. Oh! Of the guilds and the individuals, the highborn people of the various groups as you ascertain them, are there any that strike you as particularly cruel or any that your contractors here are particularly eager to take as clientele?
Eager or...
Well, I'm talking about whores, and whores have preferences when it comes to their clientele. There's people who are nice, who pay well, who make your day pleasant. There's people who bicker about how much they're going to pay you after they've already agreed to it. There's people who pay you everything that you would like, but then cause you grievous harm and throw extra gold at you as they walk away.
Everyone here likes working for the jugglers people.
Okay.
and Sandyfoot's people, you know, the halflings are pretty decent. Osmata and the other one are not nice people, and the people who work for them are not nice people.
Okay. Like drawing blood, leaving marks, questionable desires.
Nobody's ever met the other one, and you know, there are so many theories that, you know, it's a coven of mind flayers under the rock, or, you know, it's a coven of devil worshippers. No one's ever actually met the other one, or anyone who works for them.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
But Osmata's people are just cruel, and they deal in part in the trade of sentience.
Which one is Osmata? Again? I'm not necessarily asking her. I'm asking the collective.
I don't know that you've ever actually talked about her before, but you would have learned about her at Large Luigi's. You would have learned about her here. She is a utterly nondescript woman with snake tattoos up her arms. That's the only thing that people remember. Who is, for all intents and purposes, a slaver.
Okay.
Which guild is she?
They're literally known by their names. So it's, you know, the people who work with Osmata.
Oh, okay. They need better branding.
I mean, the snakes, they've got it right there. They just need somebody who knows marketing to help them along. But
Yep.
people don't prioritize that. They don't budget for it.
All right, if there's anything else you want to do, hold on to it. Let me do the library, and then we'll take our break and come back with Muddy. I think unless you guys have something you want to do at the library, I'm gonna just reduce it to a history or arcana check at advantage. I'm assuming Theris is helping research. Whichever one you're better at.
I suck at both of them, but hey, I got a nat 20.
I thought Hiccup was gonna roll, but I'll take the nat 20.
I got the same thing, actually.
You both rolled crits.
Yeah.
All right.
Why can't we do that in combat?
Because we're only smart, not strong.
Yeah. And honestly,
Texas.
Oh, actually, though, I'm strong.
this is sort of a big deal for you guys. So hold on. All right, I'm just going to start reading you from the thing. So you're not sure what type of dragon would have forcibly bonded with the symbiote, but through your research, that's what you've discovered, that this is not a species of dragon so much as it's not a new species of dragon so much as a regular species of dragon that has bonded with multiple symbiotes, because one symbiote would not do what you've observed with this dragon. Some other things you learn are that the symbiotes are neutral good by nature, right? Just to put it out there in a way that we all understand. Their natural state is neutral good. Like, they don't want to bother anybody, they don't want anybody to bother them, and they don't want to do harm in the universe. Why one would bond with a ostensibly evil dragon or multiple is a mystery, unless they were coerced. It's quite likely, your research uncovers, it's quite likely that this is a non-consensual thing and probably an abhorrent thing to nature. Let's see, what else? Give me one more check, one of you, and your DC is a 20.
What's the roll?
Either history or arcana, whichever one you're better at.
I have a +7 at both.
Then just
I
roll
have a
with
0 in both.
That's going to be a 22.
All right. With a 22, you realize this looks like a red dragon that has bonded with symbiotes.
Is there any way that we can, would we be able to find any research on how to, undo that bond.
We can have a scene where you guys talk to your symbiotes and have a discussion about it.
Okay, yeah, we can do that after, yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to do in the library?
No, I was just really interested in the Shadow Dragon thing.
Yep. All right. Then let us take our midway bio break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Balls.
Balls.
Yeah.
Balls. Some things never.
And one of them will, as a favor to Dragomir, teleport you to and from Saltmarsh should you wish to go.
And if you twerk, we twerk, they twerk.
Could
We
not
all
have
twerk.
said it better. Is that Proverbs? Or like, do you want to cite?
That's
I think
Pogo
it's a
Stick's
Bible
book too.
verse.
And he probably has his badge on still, like, you know.
It's a Chippendales sheriff dance.
Yes.
Well, you could just use the badge to like cover the naughty stuff.
It's glasses, loincloth, badges foreign.
I don't know how big this badge is, but I think that's a tall order.
I feel like Sensen should have a really big badge.
Such a big badge.
Welcome to our shit show, friends.
There's some S&M chaff, so I yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm like,
all kinds, baby.
wow. Okay, cool.
Present
So
day.
saying assless is just redundant.
Yeah, but the saying assless, you wanna emphasize the fact that you're all cheeked up on a Tuesday when you're wearing them.
I'm trying to watch our Twitch stream, but I just keep seeing this ass is really bomb looking. Did I say it wrong? Our tit stream, our
A little
Twitch
bit,
stream.
maybe.
Look, you know what? When it comes to me, this is the exception. So, like, get on my level. Second of all I keep seeing is this bomb-ass chicken sandwich ad that looks so good, and I want to eat it.
The magic lube is made in the swamp, and it's normally like pure and holy or whatever. But occasionally, when somebody gets murdered in there, it turns evil.
Is it sticky?
It's probably sticky.
I mean, it's a little bit sticky. It came from a kid.
Jam hands, man. I'm not. Look, I want to look at the book, but I don't want to touch it until we can wipe off the
I'm
most
gonna
likely
press to
jam.
digitize the jam and stickies off of it.
But it is gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful and moving things you've ever seen. Most people don't get to see a drow civilization.
Well, that's beautiful and fascinating, but also kind of dangerous. Anybody else want to take a look before we start doing the dynamite thing?
Can I stealth myself as well? Can I roll stealth? Just because why not?
Well, I mean, you gotta do something. You can't just, hey, I'm stealthy, right? What are you trying to do stealthily?
Just be super hot and stealthy. Like, I want everybody to see how hot and stealthy I am. It's so stealthy of me.
Does she keep saying they're looking for a magic cock?
She's already got Eric. I don't know what she's looking for. Like, babe, fucking come dance with who you came with.
Dee Dee, are you hearing that correctly too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're saying cock. I want to say they mean conch, but I'm really not. I hope they mean conch, but like also they mean cock.
I mean,
That's fine too.
I mean, to each their own, sure. But I guess they're looking for a magic one?
Oh, it's definitely got to be magic. You know, why look for one if it's not? I mean, either way, if it's a cock or a conch, why look for one if it's not magic? That is.
Chat about how we can simultaneously take her out and convince Dryland to go into a back room with us for a private business meeting, which may or may not result in him tied up to a chair.
Is Sensen gonna give him a lap dance?
That might be ultimately the plan, yes.
We've had experiences where some of our clientele have gotten a little bit too handsy. So we've actually introduced a little bit of a fun experience where you surrender yourself to the Dragonborn, and the Dragonborn surrenders something to you. So I'm going to just very gently, it's just playful. I'm just gonna just hold your wrists and your ankles down. You can tap out the The safe word is Neverwinter, but it's just a little bit of a fun thing.
I'm really sad the butthole collapsed. Never good when the butthole collapses.
Do they have
Alright.
little chaps on?
No, they are not precious. You get the squirrel now. Do they have little chaps
I
on?
don't even know if they have asses.
I,
Probably Klaka of some kind.
Asses are relative.
your magical physiologies professor could tell you.
We will ask.
Here?
Do pests have butts?
Yeah, but where does the poop come from?
I mean, it's got a something. Does it have enough of a cheek for it to be considered an ass?
The cheek makes the ass.
I don't have an answer. I mean, you could dissect one, I guess.
Perhaps they're not all cheeked up on a Tuesday.
Oh gosh, this little dude is Volo, and he wants to talk to you. You got some time?
Hi, Bolo. You need some dicks?
Like, I'm really ready for a meet cute with a romanticore. I feel like I've earned it.
Oh boy. Randall will kind of lean over to Dee Dee and say, "We have a group of manticores up ahead."
Oh yeah, I think the ranger wants to fuck one of them.
Not one. I mean, not anyone. Not just one.
Not one, all of them. Got it.
Like, poke me. I'm Piranha starts swaying, getting into it, just sort of
Twerking.
swaying with the music.
Twerking.
Gently twerking, like not like hardcore twerking, not like trying to earn some extra platinum twerking, but
Gently
like
twerking.
just gentle twerking, just sort of like I'm feeling your vibe twerking.
Oh my god.
I can take them if I can be potion bitch.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of needed the potions the most so far. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Because it's my fault if they don't finish.
It's always your fault. Everything is your fault.
It's always the man's fault if women don't finish stuff.
She has a point.
She does have a point. I'm not going to fight that one because there's no way for me to win that one.
Nope,
You're a little bit outnumbered.
So in a flash of teleportation light, and there is no twerking unless you want there to be.
No, I'm twerking. Don't tell me I
Okay.
can't twerk. I'm just gonna twerk if she wants to.
You can leave your cares
How
behind
about
because
it?
if your friends don't
Is
twerk,
there like Doctor Who noises as she twerks through the universe?
Jesus.
hey,
That's funny.
at least you don't
That's
hear the
hilarious.
sucking sound of the dark between the stars.
Oh my god, no.
I am glad you made it out of that without mentioning the sucking sound of the dark between the stars.
And occasionally creates a sucking whisper. What is it? Milky moist whispers? I don't remember.
You made it worse.
Basically,
How did you make it worse?
because I said moist. That made it worse.
And milky. Let's not overlook milky, please.
I think is it milky actually in there?
They
Because I
are
just
milky
made
white
it up.
tentacles. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Rather you didn't.
Lots of D words.
All the
Dazzling
D-words.
Dee Dee.
Dazzling
Oh
Dee Dee.
dear God.
That's her Vegas name.
Dump truck Dee Dee.
She got that dump truck.
She got that dumpy.
Yep.
She kind of thick for a goblin.
You actually managed to convince the captain of this boat, Lord Dryland, to engage in some BDSM with your party.
Hoes make the world go round, baby. Oh.
Oh my god.
Right, but is Melitus? You're in the city of Melitus, right?
Sure.
Sure, whatever you say, DM.
Yeah. I don't want people to go back and look and be like correcting me.
You mean me?
Yes.
So Muddy had two courses of study. She had her unofficial one, which was, of course, furthering the never-ending march of capitalism via illicit substances. And then the other one is she is doing a research internship in the labs.
Okay.
trying to force evolution on pests.
Is Maudie trying to amass an army of pests?
She's not
trying.
avoiding it. Basically, if anything goes wrong, is it really going wrong?
Happy little accidents.
Yeah. So
Yep.
theoretically, I could stick it in his butthole, but I'm trying not to sexually assault people.
I'm gonna say I just rolled an 18.
Like around the ankle.
It takes it. Teamwork makes the dream work.
My dice are cursed. Like, that's just what this is.
Hey, Madame, who's not supposed to vape in the house, is doing it on camera.
Hear you.
So Jasporo's our roommate gets a danger cutie.
Balls. We are back.
Oh.
Hello,
Balls?
friends.
Hi.
Yeah.
Elle, are you looking at a different camera? You're just like, you winked at a different camera.
Oh, I was doing balls things to this camera, and then I was looking at flights to Origins on this monitor, my cursed
That's
monitor.
funny. So for those watching, I'm trying to convince these guys to come to Origins this year because I run the film festival there, and I get free badges for people that help me run the film festival, and it would be fun to actually play in person with you guys.
That would be so tight.
Yeah. Or to just play in a game with you guys where I actually get to play and I don't have to run the damn thing.
That would also be very fun.
Yes. All right. While Theris is shoving food in her face, let's move on to Maudit and Maudit's beakers and Bunsen burners experimentation. What
I still have
exactly were you
popcorn
hoping to find? I'm astounded that I can't hear you eat that. Or are you muting yourself?
Oh, I was muted. I didn't want everybody hearing me munching on popcorn.
Thank you.
That's so considerate.
Yay. Speaking of that, I need a little drink. So what is Maudit hoping to find during this process again?
Well, you said that he was more something other elf than Eladrin, and that makes sense because they wouldn't put the royal marker in the grunts, and so that led me to think that the marker that they would put in all of their clones would be something fairly unique. So I was thinking maybe a marker from the space elf, space drow.
From Bob.
Yeah, well, I'm comparing to Bob.
Okay.
Or I'm comparing Bob to me.
Got it. There is... I'm not even going to make a roll for this. There's very little Eladrin in... What? What did I miss? Oh,
Sorry,
never
Wally
mind.
was throwing a tantrum.
Wally doesn't like space drow. There is very little Eladrin in that genetic makeup, and it is mostly drow.
Mostly real drow or space drow? Because I remember there was that piratey space drow lady that we saw on the Rock of Brawl.
Yep. That was a disguise, by the way. You remember? Because she turned into this sort of amoeba lady.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, like, same diff. There is...
Functionally,
concept
space drow
of-
are drow.
But are they?
That's what your research is showing.
Okay.
Now, without access to more of the clones, you won't really be able to confirm, but if they are all clones, they're all cloned from one drow. I mean, the Xerixian shock troops that you've seen all look like Bob. They all have the exact same face.
Is true. This feels like a very poor operational security.
So you're saying there's a bunch of people that are clones that look like somebody named Bob?
That look like the guy that you have named Bob.
Okay, I'm in the middle of reading the Bobiverse books, right now, and this is just striking very close to canon.
I'm just processing that I could kind of believe that, okay, they don't change their codes because the codes are actually genetic markers. And that if the genetic markers are based off of the royal bloodline, yeah, you don't change the codes. Right? But then we learned / all of the pilots also have quote unquote the codes. I was like, okay, but then we learned everybody learns how to be a pilot. So that means every single grunt in their entire clone army has a genetic marker that functions as a master key into anywhere. Like,
you're assuming that there's an assumption you're making, and that assumption is that they do not alter the genetic code of people who are designated captains.
Yeah.
This is what I get for playing with people who are smarter than me, by the way. But with that assumption, do things make a little more sense to you?
Yes.
And I'm not even going to... Maudit is smart enough to make that jump.
Yeah. I mean... This all just seems very dumb. They could have just used alphanumeric codes or, like, frequencies.
You guys have met Bob. You think Bob is going to remember alphanumeric codes? Sorry.
Bob doesn't need to know anything. They have computers.
They don't have computers. This entire ship is literally run on biogel and magic.
Yeah, I hate their society more and more.
I know
every
we
day.
have changed from Strixhaven to Spelljammer, but we have not changed from Strixhaven to Shadowrun.
I just keep forgetting that somehow they can clone, but they can't figure out a general, like, password generating system that resets every 15 minutes.
Very smart, not wise.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, sure, fine. I guess more and more we come up with reasons why I can't just shank Princess Annoying and pretend to be her, so...
I'm assuming you're going to share this with the rest of them when they come back to the Moist Pleasure Barge.
Yeah.
You sound so defeated. Damn it, I can't just shank her.
Yeah, she continues to live another day, wasting my corn's air.
Stop playing with your pussy. I don't know that I get to say that.
Oh, Lord.
I yell that at Kelly like 20 times a day.
I'm telling you, the internet is full of mixed messages.
I forgot how adorable that cat is.
I know. It's just perched there.
Has a cute face.
He's got a very cute face. It's
little
very
man.
round.
Here, wait, hold
He is
on.
a distinguished gentleman.
He's a good little guy. He's a good dude. Hey, little guy.
Aw. Look at you. It's just cat stream now.
It's taken this long for him to get bitey. He's not biting me yet. Oh, he's grown so much since he got here. He is really settling in. Like, he barely bites me at all these days.
Aw.
Like, no marks. You can change a man if you love him enough.
No.
You can't
And you
change
cut
it.
his balls
If,
off.
yeah,
Has
if you
no
could
balls.
fix them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for the distraction there. I don't
That was
control this.
awesome.
Nobody controls cats.
No.
I've learned.
And, you know, when we're shooting a documentary film and somebody's cat runs across the shoot, we almost invariably leave that shot in because everybody loves cats and it shows that the subjects are human and blah blah blah. But like,
Must be
cat
fucking
running across
nice
the
to not be
screen.
producing pornography, Seth, because that is legal. That's where I might have to call you. If the county got too, mad about it.
Yeah, but I mean, I still have to look at cat buttholes. So.
Well, once again, count your lucky stars. Christ, I have to look at buttholes of humans all day, uphill both ways through the snow barefoot. So
in my
none of
day, we looked at buttholes.
miscreant chicanery. God, we
I'm
started
just
the
checking
cat
for
man
traps.
buttholes.
Sorry, checking for traps.
Always the way it goes.
All right. Breath, balls, back to scene. You guys make it back. You make it back to the Moist Pleasure Barge. Maudit shares her findings with you, and yeah, where do you want to go from here?
I mean, I guess.
So I found some stuff about the Shadow Dragon. If you guys want to hear about the Shadow Dragon.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about the Shadow Dragon.
So it's like a normal dragon. I think it's a red dragon. So like
red dragon.
Red dragons are evil, and it seems that there's a lot of symbiotes that have bonded with it, but the symbiotes aren't evil. So maybe they were like coerced into bonding with it. Anyway, I was thinking that maybe we could talk to our symbiotes and figure out how maybe to unbond them so that we don't have to deal with that shadow dragon bitch.
That's a really good idea. Sometimes I forget that we can talk to them.
Yeah. We have like a plethora of knowledge at our fingertips at any given time, and here we are.
God, we're like Xennials. Well, all right. Yeah, have you talked to yours yet?
Oh no, I just wanted to haven't tried yet.
Do you want to all do it together? Should we go into a private room
Like
for
a
this?
commune?
I don't know.
If you guys hold hands, you get the sense that maybe you could share it with everybody if you all just kind of willed it so.
I don't
Like
have
you sit
a
around a
symbiote.
table and kumbaya moment.
I
Should
believe
I
in
still
it.
hold somebody's hand?
I'll hold your hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hold
It's like nice and smooth and moisturized and exfoliated, but not greasy or damp or anything. It's like a very. Can I roll to see if my hand is pleasant to hold?
Please, by all means.
What should I roll?
D4.
Sleight of hand.
Persuasion.
Right there on the
persuasion. Or athletics, please. Athletics.
I thought. Can I do performance? I'm performing this.
You're performing that you're not sweaty and icky?
No, I'm
and clammy?
performing being a pleasant hand. I'm courtesaning.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Darius's hands probably feel like sandpaper, so.
Dirty
Is it-
20.
Is
Dirty
it possible to crit fail holding hands?
Oh,
Have
yes,
you been a
it
teenager?
is.
Yes,
I have-
yes, it is.
Yes, I have held hands with some gentlemen. Seth, will you describe to theirs what it's like holding her dear friend's hand who loves her and cares about her very much?
It's lovely. I
Can
didn't
you-
get that
can-
deep enough, did I?
Very soft hand.
You can feel
No.
the friendship and it feels like a vitamin C like serum on your heart.
It feels like friendship by osmosis.
Sunshine. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know how to DM that. What are you
I
doing
don't
to
know
me?
how to play D&D anymore. It's been years.
I'm just gonna remind you of one of the clips that we do in the pre-roll and in the intermission where you're basically like, I just want to roll stealth. And my question to you was, what are you being stealthy about? And you're like, I don't know, I just want to show people how hot and stealthy I am. That is very you, my dear.
Look, I have plus 11 in performance. I am a performer. I am an entertainer. And when I forget everything that's going on in the story, I just lean into who Pepsi is. And Pepsi just loves friendship.
There
And
you
help
go.
And moisturizer for her hands.
Apparently moisturizer.
Yeah, she's walking through this world moisturized, confident in who she is, and ready to go. That is Pepsi in a nutshell.
And honestly, that is probably the first feeling all of you get when you
Hydrated as fuck.
you hold hands, and the first feeling that is transmitted through like this group seance almost is Pepsi's joy in having well moisturized hands. And quite frankly, the symbiotes respond to that. They respond to positive emotion, right? So it's not verbal. This communication is all through feelings and emotions, and you get this query sense. You know, how can we help? What is it you want? Why are, you know, how can we help you today?
How do we unbond symbiotes from other creatures?
Before you finish the question, like unbond symbiotes, you get distressed. They don't want to be unbonded from you, and then you finish the question.
Not us.
Right, and then you finish the question, and you get the relief sense, and they are quizzical. They are no understanding. They don't understand why a creature and a symbiote wouldn't just decide to unbond.
The shadow dragon that we fought in Doomspace, it is a red dragon that has been bonded with multiple symbiotes, and I don't know why symbiotes would bond with a dragon that is evil, so I think that they were bonded against their will.
As you're telling this story, making these statements, you get this sense of overwhelming fear, and it's not a hatred, but it is a hatred mixed with sadness that they feel this way about any living thing. This has happened before. These creatures have visited their planet and forcibly bonded with certain, stolen their children. That's the way they look at it. And I love that Ella stepped away, but we have cat butt.
Cat butt.
I think she dropped something. Anyway, that's the sense you get, that they're afraid of these creatures, that this happens not regularly, but it does happen, and the overwhelming feeling of the collective is that their children have been taken.
Is there a way to separate them, or is this like if they are being held against their will, is there no way to undo it?
We don't know. We've never successfully unbonded. We don't really leave our planet on our own. You know, when we do leave, we're taken. So we really haven't had the opportunity. They don't come back. There's got to be a way, right? You get this sense of there has to be a way. They will figure out a way. You know, they will do anything to save their family and their children.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna contemplate. I'm gonna ruminate.
Okay. It's not that family, that children. It's not just that. It is themselves, because they are one symbiotic entity. This thing has stolen part of them.
Yeah.
And the unless you're going to talk more, the last sense you get from them is this resolute, we'll figure it out and we'll get ourselves back.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of just nod to myself, be like, yes, we will get ourselves back.
Excellent. Anybody else want to ask a question to the symbiotes while you're in there? Yeah, Ellie, you all right?
Yeah, just an unwelcome guest.
All right. So
would it be redundant to ask what the best solution is for the ones that are being used for fuel? I'm kind of hung up on the ones that, now that I know that I can get in there and take a ship and fuck with some things, is there anything that we can do to alleviate things, or any mild sabotage that maybe would help?
They show you the picture, right? If you remember when you found that crashed nautiloid on the beach at Strixhaven, there was a central chamber with what looked to be maybe 10-foot wide crystal ball, for lack of a better word, with multiple symbiotes swirling around inside. and that thing had cracked, and that's how the symbiotes got out. That is the thing you need to find in the center of each nautiloid to release the symbiotes.
What is the material that thing that cracked is made of?
It's some sort of crystal that you get the sense they're not, the words aren't there, but you get a picture of like some glass or crystal. It is
But, like,
magically
we broke
reinforced.
It before.
The
Like,
craft
do we
broke
have
it
any?
before.
Oh, okay. So we didn't invest. Okay, so it's
They
magically
can't break
protected.
it themselves from the inside, but they're relatively sure that you can break it from the outside.
Okay. Is there anything? No, never mind. I would know. Okay. Thank you.
Anything else?
Oh, I was muted. I was just saying Ferris is perking up and getting excited again, thinking about breaking stuff. I'm good at breaking stuff.
You are very good at breaking stuff, and they have seen, right, the symbiotes in the party. They have seen you smash many things with scimitars and scorching rays and whatever, and sort of the image you get in your head is you standing there with scorching rays destroying one of those spheres from the outside.
Haha.
So they are recommending, it's pretty clear that they're recommending magic to break the spheres.
Okay.
Alrighty. Good thing I have that circlet, amongst other things.
Or, the ability to make your sword catch on fire.
Well, yes, there's that too. So, fire? It's specific to fire, or?
You get the flickers back and forth. Fire, ice, electric, like anything that is magical will, they believe, break this thing from the outside. There's a warning there as well, right? Implicit in all of it is, we care about you and we don't want you to die. If you do this in deep space, you will die because the ship won't run.
That makes sense.
Fair.
Anything else you want to talk to the symbiotes about? They will happily, stay bonded with you in this little mental world for as long as you want to talk.
So if we could convince others to do this while they were in the middle of something, then they would die. But would the symbiotes die also?
No, they can survive in the vacuum of space. It's pretty clear, but they would be very sad because they wouldn't know how to get home.
Well, I mean, that's just another thing to account for, but that'd be kind of cool if we could do that. If we could just make everybody kind of like do that. Then it's just symbiote. It's just orphan symbiote collection.
But don't we have our own ship? I mean...
Well, yeah, but...
I think what Pepsi's, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pepsi is suggesting that you somehow convince every ship in the fleet to smash their orb.
Exactly. If we could craft a scenario where they had no option but to do that, or they were commanded to do that, which, would have to be the same as the thing I just, still, they don't have an option. If we could manifest a situation like that, then they would self-destruct, and then it's just collecting the stray symbiotes.
I'm gonna interject something here. Maudit, there's a little sort of mental knock, knock, knock. Hey, Maudit. Notice I'm not calling you mom. Can I come in? And it's mental. Like, she wants to join the conversation.
Yes.
All of a sudden, Princess Xiali is there with you, and she says, we could do that from the orbital fortress in Xerixis.
We could do that?
We could send out a message to every ship in the fleet.
And you think they're going to listen to it?
From their sovereign.
They have no choice but to listen to my genetic code.
I mean, I was totally picturing, one pirate, the pirate ship going up to the other ship, and we all jump over there and destroy the orb, and then we jump back onto ours, and that's apparently not how this is gonna go.
It's one way it could go, if you want to do that a couple of thousand times.
Yeah, that sounds tiring. Don't we have somebody who could? Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna confront the hippogriff in the room here. Ziali, I appreciate your goals and what you're doing, but you can read the room. What is it that you and your particular genome brings here that we couldn't do with present company, with prior company?
So look, there is no way. I don't believe you can beat the Xerixian Empire on your own.
Okay.
And I believe you can help me get my throne back. And if you do, I will end the Empire's wars of aggression.
Quick.
It is a pure quid pro quo.
Out of character question, to what
Sure.
degree do we as characters know, believe, or understand that she might be just from a different dimension that is not ours?
You guys
And-
you guys all get that because you were students at an interdimensional magic college. This
Oh.
isn't that big of a stretch for you guys to understand that this is a
Okay.
possibility in
then
all
considering
the multiverse.
that, like, how much of a stretch is it to just like put her back in her little pocket of universe, the fuck away from Madi and her life and autonomy and story?
I mean, granted, like, I know she doesn't realize this because she's not the, like, for a wizard, she's really not that smart. But, like, considering she is almost definitely from an alternate timeline, her genetic code might not match up with the genetic code of the ruling family in this timeline, and therefore she might not actually have the quote-unquote codes that allow her into things and allow her to make commands.
Hiccup's gonna like raise her hand.
Her little wing.
What if it's us that are in the wrong timeline?
I mean, that seems like the kind of thing we do.
Yeah, that really does sound on brand for us.
That is a possibility, but
aren't we still teenagers?
Her time doesn't match up with how long everybody says she's been missing.
Fair enough.
How long? Just because I would even say I don't remember, but chances are I didn't hear it in the first place because my computer was sucking. How long has she actually been missing, and how long does she think she's been missing?
So what Bob has said was she went missing. The official story is that she went missing. What she is saying is that her brother usurped the crown from her and tried to kill her, and she went underground to try to get away from him.
Right.
And wasn't the discrepancy between those two stories, Bob said she went missing 4 years ago, and she said this happened a few months ago?
That's
But
correct.
if we're dealing with space-time, things get fucky. I am not a physicist, but I blew one for several years. Enough to know that this is probably a little bit bigger than basic, like, D&D math that I'm interested in doing casually on a Monday night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to wash my hands. I'll be right back.
Because I know she also said that her dad was still alive.
She believes her dad was still alive, yes.
She believes her dad was still alive. Hence she thinks it was only a few months.
And her she and her brother were meant to share rule. They were meant to rule together, and he decided he didn't want to share. That's what she says. And for all intents and purposes, you know, she believes it is true. Everything you have done has confirmed that she believes this is true. Now, whether it's actually true or not is up to you guys to decide.
Yeah, and granted, like, politics aside, don't really care. But, like, even if she was underground as, like, trying to establish a resistance, the king dying is something that would normally make its way to her.
Yep. So are we talking about this while she is sort of networked in?
I'm okay with it.
No. That is definitely something that Pepsi would, because I'm putting in the, like, not even half. I'm like quarter-assing it to try to play nice with her. I at least want to have some gentle barrier, like a tarp between her and us aggressively being open about feelings.
Okay. So
I think we need to do a study. I think we should capture one of these nautiloids, but we need to see whether her genetics or my genetics make it run.
Yes, that is a perfect. That is the actual applicable use of my shitty idea of scooping some goo and sticking your fingers in there and seeing what happens.
And this is where I thought you guys were going to get about a half an hour into game tonight because I planned the capture of the
Hey, Seth, it's been 3 goddamn months, my good dude.
I know, I love you
we're
guys.
out
It's
of
all good.
practice. And have I mentioned squirrel?
Yes.
If you wanted us to get here faster, you should not have let us each choose what we were doing and then do it as a round robin, circling back to us individually.
This is true.
Yeah, you're asking a bunch of people with ADHD, hey, you have some alone time. How are you going to be productive in it? Like, if I knew that, I wouldn't be here. I would be actually successful at life. What?
My
I
dear,
mean,
you
cool.
are successful.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
No.
All right. So all that said, how are you going to make it happen?
I mean, go to where we think a ship will be and...
She gave
Attack
us...
it pirate style.
Didn't she give us coordinates and marching? Like, she gave us... I mean, she
did. She gave you what
she's back in.
She gave you patrol. She gave you
yeah.
patrol routes and timings.
All right.
for-
So, how attached to her corporeal form are we convinced she is? Like, if we bring her along, in some form, do we think she doesn't want to die here?
I mean,
I'm gonna assume very.
yeah.
Okay. So, like, what if we bring her along just so she's got some skin in the game? But I could turn her into, like, something. I've got polymorph.
She has threatened to counterspell your polymorph before.
Okay, well, do you want to come or do you want to linger in the fucking brig? I don't
want to be a sheep.
I was gonna turn you into something not a sheep, but like
I can use illusion magic and make myself appear as anything you'd like.
I know, but you're forgetting that you're our captive, and I respect you enough to be forthright about that.
One of these days, we need to start thinking about partners, not captive.
I know, one of these days we will, my love, but right now you're proving your salt. So
Well, what's your plan exactly? What's your plan and how do we fit into it?
So
because
if
you're really good at saying, all I need is for you to get me back on my throne and I'll fix everything. But what is your plan?
I don't have a lot of faith in that system of governance. It's
in
not something I'm
monarchies.
really. Yeah.
I don't particularly think they're wonderful for everyone either, but
That's so
the
progressive.
view
of
looks
you.
a little
Oh
different
my gosh,
when
you're
you're on
such an
top.
ally. Such an ally. Oh my god.
Last I checked, you were at the bottom of the ship. So
Also, I don't want to be on top looking down, having shitty views about people who are important and real, like, extinct creatures. Do you know how much of a dickbag that makes you sound like? Like,
it makes
spin
me
it
sound
again.
like a realist.
Well, realists are pricks, and I hate pricks. And I really like you, so I'm having some cognitive dissonance, you might say.
Look, I have promised to end the Empire's wars. What else can I do to prove to you that I will keep my word?
I promise you that if you let me use polymorph on you to make you into something manageable, so you're present but not a threat to us, I will not harm you. I will protect you with my own life, and
Give me a DC 20
etc.
persuasion check.
Can I wanted to take the fucking symbiote off really. Can
Nope.
I? Fuck me. Wait, but I did.
Let me see if there's
The other thing I can tell
That's an
you,
18.
Pepsi, is
Yeah.
if you want to take the other tack and intimidate the shit out of her to do this, you get an advantage roll. I know that's not Pepsi, but that's
It's not
Pepsi with the
Pepsi.
symbiote.
Is there an honest to goodness reason why the symbiote would make Pepsi be inclined to do that?
No, the reason it's that like that is when it bonds with you, your shadow is fucking unsettling. like think Dracula unsettling.
Can I just unequip
what do the
the
symbiotes
symbiote?
think of her?
The symbiotes.
Did I miss that?
You didn't really ask, but I mean, assuming you're all still in this huge mental thing and you can block her out when you want, I'm fine with that.
They're so projectively emotive. Like, if they didn't like her and we're wearing them, like if we're like that deeply bonded with them, I feel like we would get some
They don't
sense.
know who she is for the most part, right? Like they have no idea. This is a person that they've just met, hasn't proven themselves to be good or bad yet, really, and they, if nothing else, they're willing to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
They're
Then
almost too trusting in that regard.
here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to unequip the symbiote. I don't how. Is the symbiote still a garment? How do I do that? Is there a way that I can do that?
You don't
It's
until
not.
you actually until it
It's
and
oh,
you
so it's a permanent.
agree to
It's not.
separate the bond. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That I think I've been fucked up on that because originally Sinzen
She was never able to do it, but I put it in as an equipment. That's how I track that you guys have the ability.
That's why I've been perceiving that way. Okay, never mind. That makes absolutely no sense. All right, then yeah, Pepsi adapting to this new thing against her better will and judgment acknowledges that like genocide of these creatures is worth going against her good sense. So
All right, so
That's
the
a 25.
shadows overtake Pepsi, and she just threatens. How are you threatening her? What are you threatening her with?
I think I'm gonna get a little bit like baptismal preachy on her because I don't want to threaten her person. That's still not like Pepsi can do intimidation, but I don't like. I think Pepsi is gonna lean hard into like the more holistic, global kind of shit. With a 25, I feel like I can.
No, you actually
like-
intimidate her into submission, and she will agree.
But specifically, like, while this goes against Pepsi's good character, like the best judgment of her character, so I just want it to be known, especially because I have a dirty 25, Pepsi is doing her goddamnedest to still, like, step within the realm of, like, what makes her feel good about herself at the end of the day.
So it's a
And it
humanity
might not
check, and
feel
you have
good.
succeeded.
Sure. Thank you. I just want to establish that because
You actually feel bad about
That is
what you've just done.
Okay. So, yeah, just hellfire, brimstone, these poor orphan creatures, probably, I don't know.
All right.
Nothing I can say is going to be funny
okay.
in a way that is not depressing living in Texas.
I get it. That's perfectly fine. You browbeat her into submission, and she agrees. Does anybody want to do anything else before we call it for the night? Because next week we're going to Doomspace to look for a Monoloid to hijack.
No, but before we go to Doomspace next week, I do want to go to Cadmium and get my money.
Cadmium?
Give us our fucking money! Cadmium? That sounds fucking metal, man.
Doomspace. Yeah, it does sound metal. Cadmium. The Arcane of Joaquin.
Is cadmium a metal, or am I?
Cadmium's
a metal.
Cadmium is a metal.
See, I make nerdy jokes here sometimes, and I have to second guess myself. Like, I was gonna make another joke that I'm sure I've already made about the Democratic Republic of Congo and Kinshasa. But
yeah, I caught that one too and kind of chuckled.
I couldn't find a name for it.
So. But okay.
Yep.
Thank you for playing D&D again, everyone.
Oh, thank you guys. I'm so happy to be back. I missed you guys so much.
And of course, I have to miss the next 2 weeks, and then I'll be completely clueless again. I finally, in like the last 15 minutes, felt like I had some idea what was going on.
Beth, when we wrap this campaign, if God willing and the creek don't rise, we choose to do another. Can we find some game where it's
just a dungeon crawl?
Well, whereas like the Memento movie, where like every game you just you wake up with only limited memory of the last.
We could try that. That would be fun. I don't know how well it would work for an ongoing campaign.
I don't know if anybody's made a game like that, but it seems like obvious.
Do we get to leave little notes to ourselves?
Yeah, and you have to describe your tattoos every game, like the new tattoos you got at the beginning of every game. That would actually be a lot of fun.
And we'd actually have to take notes on things to remember for next time. Which I would immediately die. So
yeah, I don't know how that would work for you guys.
If I actually had paper and pencil and was forced to take notes, I would probably start playing really well.
All right, let's do confessionals and we'll go from there. Let us start with Madit.
Oh boy. Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to hijacking this Nautiloid, because this will finally tell me whether or not I get to eliminate an annoying intrusion. Because either we have exactly the same DNA, which, okay, cool, don't need redundancies. My DNA works, in which case we don't need superfluous people, or only her DNA works, in which case fine. But then we have an answer, and I like answers.
That was perfect. Pepsi.
Pepsi was really happy to reconnect with her friend. Was it Tyrixus?
Hold on.
Tyrixus?
No.
I'm just gonna call her Tyriak. Tyriak. It's been too long, Pepsi's getting pretty in her feelings about these poor symbiotes at this point, even though she never remembers how to pronounce the word symbiote. And something about just the new information is getting her really enthusiastic about finding new ways to fuck with people who are hurting these poor little angels. And also, I think she's growing rather fond of being the good cop with Clone Baby, with Fake Child. What the hell's her name? Ziali. Yeah, I think she's growing a little bit too fond of Ziali, so she's probably going to just fuck off from her pretty soon and hope that she has good information, because Pepsi is one to get a little bit too fond of someone just because she's decided she likes them. She likes the cut of their jib. So Pepsi's recognizing that. And
how does she feel about giving in to the ability to utterly intimidate people by using the symbiote's abilities?
pretty fucking bad. And she's basically trying to distance herself from the idea of the person that she is dipping her toes into. And I think that's maybe why she's really putting these creatures on a pedestal, because she doesn't really blame the symbiote for her sort of shift in character intent, but she does recognize that it's not like her prioritization of their survival is causing her to lose part of herself. And I think that's why she's waffling a little bit. That's why she's like really wanting to like prove to herself that she's a good person, a good friend. She's still hanging in there. She's still like on the right team, making the right choices, because it's very fun to be a desperado until there's people who need saving and their voices conflict. So that's where Pepsi's at. She's a little bit of a mess and trying to make the best of things.
Perfect. Theris.
Theris has had enough of all of this touchy-feely, let's all get along. She is so ready to storm some Nautili and
I love that you use the plural appropriately.
And yeah, let's break some orbs and free some symbiotes from this nasty red dragon.
Cool.
That's where her head is going.
Awesome. Hiccup
was excited to go to the library and learn things. She likes learning things. It's like school all over again, except for at least this school is not on fire and burning down.
Yet.
There is always time for that. She's also very excited about going and acquiring an Nautili, because that means that we get to be pirates.
Woo!
I'm ready to enter my pirate arc.
There you go. All right, awesome. Anything else anybody wants to add before... Ooh, that was the wrong scene. Sorry about that. There we go. Anything anybody wants to add before we call it a night?
No.
I guess that's a no. All right. Thank you, everybody, for playing. It is lovely to see everyone again. It is nice to be back after 6 weeks off. I love playing with you guys, so hooray. And
thank you so much, Seth. It is so nice to be back here with you.
Yay.
Thank you for dealing with us, dealing with me. I'm not going to blame the rest of them. Thank you all.
Oh no, they're a handful. So nice. They're a handful too. Yeah. You haven't invited Ranj to dinner and then eaten 3 hours late. Sorry.
That would never happen.
Who gave Ranj a time that was not 3 hours?
3 hours. Yeah, I know, right? It's my fault.
Who lets me in charge of guiding those things anyway? Sounds like poor planning on your part, sir.
Exactly. All right. Wave good night, everybody, and we will see everybody. Does anybody know for a fact they're out next week? I know Star Cells.
I am like, there's a 90-odd% chance I am out.
Let's just say yes.
Next week. Yeah, and the week after that is a definite. I'm going to be out.
Okay. All right. And who else?
Oh, it was...
Jax?
Yeah.
All right. We'll call it midweek next week, by the end of the week we'll call it if we're going to play again. But failing that, we're playing next Monday. And we'll see everybody then.
Yay!
And go ahead, give the word balls.
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 Good night, everybody.